a descendant of the Mona Lisa in the world of politics, the girl with the pearl in the movies, or even the woman with the broken jug still alive. Sit back and relax. Here are ordinary people who look like museum art. This young woman must be in her early 20s. One day, while taking a tour of a museum, she stopped dead in front of a painting by William Bouguereau, painted in 1891. That's quite a long time ago. When she saw the painting and looked at it closely, she realized that the young girl painted on it looked very much like her. The painting is very famous. It is called The Broken Jug because it represents a young girl sitting near a well, looking confused and annoyed because she would have dropped her jug. Our friend noticed the resemblance between her and the girl in the painting, so striking that one would have sworn that she was the model. The same blasé air, the same dress, the same features. The resemblance is amazing. The woman herself was shocked to deduce this, although she didn't really like looking like a 19th century woman. But when she noticed this strange resemblance, she probably wondered if this woman was not one of her ancestors. Weird Al Yankovic is an American singer, accordionist, musician, author, and humorist. As you know, this famous character has a very special sound, namely his very special grimaces, which make him so special and give him a very pleasant and funny side. But did you know that a long time ago, he probably had an ancestor as weird as him? The proof? Look at this painting. Even if I doubt that at one time there was another Weird Al Yankovic, you will notice that the man painted on this canvas looks strangely like him. Same hairstyle, same grimace, same smile. But you have to admit that the resemblance is quite noticeable. I know, you are disappointed. Weird has lost all his uniqueness in your eyes. You who thought he was exceptional and unique in the world. But you must admit that his hairstyle has improved a little bit in the meantime. Apart from the cinema, which he has made his profession, the British director Peter Weber is a great lover of the pictorial arts. One day, he had the idea to make a film about the famous painting The Girl with the Pearl, painted by Johannes Vermeer in 1665. The painting depicts a white girl with golden blonde hair, drawn to the bust, and wearing a blue turban on her head and a pearl in her ear. To represent such a pure and simple beauty, Peter Weber absolutely had to find the ideal actress who would resemble the girl in the painting the most, without having to add any artifice. And it is there that he chooses among a range of American actresses the beautiful Scarlett Johansson. And for good reason. The latter looks very much like the real girl with the pearl. The same roundness of the face, the same features, the same hair color, the same look, the same naturally pink and pulpy lips. You don't need to have eagle eyes to notice the resemblance between the two young women. Even if it seems obvious, it was not very easy for the director to make his choice and to find the ideal actress from the beginning, because admit it, beauties like Scarlett Johansson, it does not run in the streets. Thanks to Johansson, Peter Weber's film was a huge hit. You know the painting Mona Lisa very well. This painting that holds thousands of secrets and mysteries. Would you like me to reveal a brand new one? Beware, you will be shocked. Take a good look at this painting. Yes, I know you have already seen it, that you know it like the back of your hand, and that it has no secrets for you. Well, no, it does have one. Look again. Doesn't this face remind you of a face you are used to seeing very often? No, I'm not talking about your old neighbor across the street. This face you see very often on television. No, it's not Michael Drucker. Look again. Bravo! You found it. This face reminds of Vladimir Putin. It seems that Vladimir Putin is the last descendant of the Mona Lisa, given the resemblance between the two faces. Besides, historians have been competing for decades to find out the identity of the woman who served as a model for the Mona Lisa portrait. Well, now I think we must have the answer. Rumors say that the woman represented in Da Vinci's painting is a certain Olga Lisanovich, and by any remote chance, Putin claims to be one of her descendants. A professor of history working at the University of Paris also claimed that it was indeed Olga Lisanovich in the portrait. And so Vladimir Putin could certainly be the last descendant of the bewitching Mona Lisa. Besides, the resemblance is incredible, isn't it? Don't you think they have the same look and especially the same legendary smile? I knew this revelation would shock you. Come on, now you have something to impress your history teacher with. In Taiwan, while on a field trip with her class, a teenage girl was touring the National Palace Museum, admiring the works of art on display. At one point, the girl named Yuki was approached by a friend. She asked her to come and see a particular painting. When she stopped by this painting, her reaction was incredible. The painting was actually an empress of the Yuan dynasty. And the most amazing thing was that this empress looked strangely like Yuki. The young girl found herself in front of her perfect look-alike, and what's more, a great empress. Amazed by such a discovery, the 16-year-old teenager took a picture of herself in front of the painting and then posted the portrait on Twitter. Following this publication, the young Yuki received thousands of comments and shares. Some people found the thing so incredible that they even had fun creating a mashup with the two portraits. But the young Yuki quickly regretted having shared this photo since she was overwhelmed by the events. Indeed, the photo was shared so many times that Yuki ended up appearing on local television. She didn't think it would go that far, but it must still make her feel like an empress. Here's another one who was certainly a duke or a valet in a previous life. While visiting a museum, this young man with disheveled hair had a strange encounter. While walking by the paintings, he was stopped by one of them. The latter reminded him of someone. So he stood next to it and took a picture of himself with the portrait. And once he saw the result, the man realized that he had just taken a picture with an ancestor of his. Same body, same haircut, tousled and curly hair, same facial features. The only thing missing was the puffy red velvet sleeves to make the picture perfect. The resemblance between the two people is so striking that the photo posted on Reddit created a big wave of comments, but also mockery of her haircut, which was not trendy for a while now, as evidenced by the photo. Well, I guess with that, he made the decision to go freshen up his haircut. American journalist Lauren Richardson once heard about the currently popular application Google Art and, intrigued by all the noise it was making, she decided to use it too. The application allows its users to find the work of art that most resembles him. And when she tried it, the young woman discovered that she had a great resemblance to the young woman painted on this canvas. The latter was Elizabeth Allen Diaz, painted by Jeremiah Theus in the 18th century. In fact, the resemblance is astounding to the point that it looks like the same person. Both have a heart-shaped face, a thin chin, a long and thick nose at the end, a large mouth of the same shape, and large shining eyes. But the most striking thing is the shape of the eyebrows, which are pronounced at the end and disappear at the other end. So Google Art was right about Lauren Richardson, even if he didn't find the sexiest woman painted. Too bad for her. Well, now she knows who she got her beautiful nose from. This young girl is very passionate about works of art and old paintings. One day, while leafing through a book on the most famous paintings, she came across a painting called The Young Woman in the Black Hat by the famous painter Auguste Renoir. The little girl was struck by an incredible thing. She realized that the woman painted looked a lot like her. The young woman wearing a black hat exuded a freshness and a great delicacy. The expression on her face with its rosy cheekbones is shy. The portrait breathes spontaneity, carefreeness, and naivety that rhyme with the end of childhood. The girl then decided to dress in the same way and take a picture of herself in order to make a comparison between the two portraits. And I must say that the resemblance is quite amazing. The thin lips, the pink cheeks, the porcelain skin, the same look. One would swear that it is the girl who served as a model to Renoir at the time. Moreover, she did not change much to resemble the portrait. There was only to add a black hat. This photo has so upset her that she decided to try her luck by entering it in a live painting contest to show how much she resembled the woman in the black hat. Whether she wins the contest or not, she is happy to know that one day a girl like her was Auguste Renoir's muse. An art lover went to the Louvre in Paris one day to admire the beautiful sculptures and paintings that make up the history of humanity. But when he arrived at the front of the sculpture, The Winged Victory of Samothrace, the man made an amazing discovery. As you probably know, the statue of the Winged Victory of Samothrace is a Hellenistic marble sculpture of Nike, which represents the Greek goddess of victory, who competes her flight to land on the bow of a warship. The statue was created around the 2nd century BC and has been on display in the Louvre since 1884. The sculpture is missing several parts, namely the arms and the head. None of them could be found except for a few fragments, found in 1950. Among these fragments, the missing right hand of the Winged Victory, which has since taken its place in a showcase in the Louvre next to the podium on which the statue stands. And you can see that this hand is missing the index finger, the middle finger, and the little pinky. The most incredible thing is that our friend suffers from a handicap in his right hand since he is missing the thumb and the ring finger. This hand of the Winged Victory completes his hand exactly. This impromptu discovery upset our friend a lot, but now he knows that he has something divine in him. A user of the Reddit site, calling himself Menchon, is a great tourist travel enthusiast. This traveler has visited many places around the world, from Easter Island to Transnistria, where he is always more and more driven by this desire to discover and admire the beauty of the world's civilizations and cultures. In January 2020, the man went to the United Arab Emirates accompanied by a friend of his, and when he arrived in a museum in Abu Dhabi, he was shocked at the sight of the statue of the Roman Emperor Hadrian, and for good reason. The latter looked very much like his friend to an incredible extent. He took a picture of his friend next to the statue and posted it on the website. In just a few hours, The photo made a big buzz as thousands of people commented on it. The man and the statue have the same facial features, the same beard, the same face shape, and the same haircut. It seems that his friend was an emperor in a previous life. Some even had fun editing the photo to cut out part of the man's skull so that he would look even more like the statue. Our friend was shocked to make such a discovery. He wanted to feel the sensation, but this one left him completely speechless. So what do you think of these people? Which one did you find the most similar to his work of art? Tell us what you think in the comments, and if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell to receive all the notifications and not miss out on any of our upcoming content.